Meet Kylian Mbappé, a popular footballer who has not only helped France win the World Cup, but is also a big star at PSG. You'd think everyone would be his fan, right? Well, it's actually quite interesting to discover that Mbappé has managed to make a few enemies along the way. And it's not just players from other teams who have a problem with him. Surprisingly, even some of his own teammates, both at his club and when playing for his country, have had issues with this lightning-fast talent. Let's find out why. First up, let's dig into the clash that shook the PSG dressing room to its core. It all began when Neymar, a superstar in his own right, made a massive move from Barcelona to PSG. This transfer shattered records and made Neymar the priciest signing in PSG's history. He was not just a footballer, he was a Brazilian icon with millions of devoted fans worldwide. Neymar was a big deal. The tricky part? Well, PSG already had a rising star in their midst, none other than Kylian Mbappé. In France, this young lad was a sensation. People loved him. He was like the golden boy of the team. Mbappé was on cloud nine thanks to his recently signed mega contract, making him the top dog at the club. But when you have two players with big egos, sparks are bound to fly. And that's exactly what happened. At first, Neymar and Mbappé got along reasonably well, but as time went on, things turned sour. Mbappé started pushing the boundaries of his influence within the team, and that didn't sit right with Neymar. The boiling point came during a match against Montpellier when PSG got a penalty. Mbappé, who had already missed one penalty earlier in the game, wanted to take the kick, but Neymar disagreed, and a heated argument broke out. Neymar eventually took the penalty, but the issue was more profound than a single kick. The feud between these two stars was starting to affect the entire team. Then came the bombshell. Neymar found out that Mbappé had tried to get him shipped out of PSG during the summer transfer window of 2022. Mbappé was determined to keep the spotlight all to himself and didn't want anyone overshadowing him in the PSG dressing room. But the drama didn't stop there. When Lionel Messi joined PSG from Barcelona, the club now had a trio of superstars up front that was the envy of the footballing world. Messi, Neymar, and Mbappé together sounded like a dream team. But in reality, it was a bit of a puzzle that didn't quite fit. You see, Messi, who is widely hailed as the greatest footballer of all time, was now sharing the stage with Mbappé, who didn't appreciate being in Messi's shadow. The problem was that PSG wanted to play a high-pressing game, and it required intense running. Messi, being 35 years old, couldn't keep up the same energy level he once had. Neymar, too, wasn't the best when it came to pressing opponents. On the other hand, Mbappé was young and had the stamina, but he didn't press as much as the others. Messi believed Mbappé was being lazy, and, well, Mbappé didn't think too highly of Messi either. One of the reasons for this animosity might be that Mbappé idolizes Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo was Mbappé's hero when he was growing up, and they share a much warmer relationship than Mbappé has with Messi. Adding more fuel to the fire, we have Emiliano Martinez, the Argentine goalkeeper. During the World Cup, Martinez won the Golden Glove Award for being the best goalkeeper. That's usually a fantastic achievement, but in this case, it created a lot of tension. You see, Martinez celebrated a bit too enthusiastically, and it seemed like he was mocking the French team, which didn't sit well with Mbappé. The whole situation was made even worse because Martinez's brilliant performance on that day prevented Mbappé from securing his second consecutive World Cup victory. This intensified the dislike between them. Back in the PSG dressing room, there's another character to consider: Sergio Ramos. Ramos isn't exactly the kind of player everyone loves. His aggressive style and occasional dirty tactics on the field have earned him a reputation as one of the most polarizing figures in football. However, he's also hailed as one of the greatest defenders in the history of the sport. Ramos, now a senior figure like Messi and Neymar, moved from La Liga to PSG. With a long list of achievements, Ramos rightfully commands respect. Here's the twist: Ramos also expects younger players like Mbappé to show respect to their more experienced teammates. Mbappé, at just 24 years old, holds considerable influence at the club, and this might have led to a lack of respect towards senior stars like Messi, Neymar, and Ramos. A notable incident occurred when Mbappé bumped shoulders with Messi during a game, an act that seemed like disrespect. This likely irritated Messi, but it also greatly infuriated Ramos. During a training session, Ramos confronted Mbappé, sharing some stern words that seemed to reference the Messi incident. It's safe to assume that Ramos reminded Mbappé that the older players deserve respect. Hopefully, for Mbappé's sake, he's learned that arguing with Sergio Ramos is a battle one should never pick. Adding to the chorus of disapproval, Wayne Rooney, the legendary English striker, chimed in. Rooney, who knows a thing or two about football greatness, made sure to remind Mbappé of the stark difference in their achievements at the same age. And let's not forget about another teammate who was taking issue with Mbappé's approach. As mentioned earlier, Olivier Giroud enjoys playing alongside Mbappé for the French national team. Giroud's physical presence in the central striking role creates space for Mbappé to do his magic. However, it's a two-way street, and it seems that Mbappé may not fully appreciate Giroud's contributions. During a Euro 2020 game against Bulgaria, Giroud struggled to get the ball despite his hard work and well-timed runs. After the match, Giroud openly suggested that Mbappé wasn't passing to him when he was in good positions. According to Giroud, Mbappé was playing a bit too selfishly, and this understandably frustrated Giroud. After hearing Giroud's statement, Mbappé wasn't just unhappy, he was visibly perturbed. Giroud had publicly criticized him during a press conference, which added another layer of tension to their already complicated relationship. Mbappé, who was used to the adulation and praise of his fans, had to grapple with the reality that not everyone saw him in the same light. Giroud's accusation stung Mbappé because it hit at the core of his playing style and attitude on the pitch. The French striker prided himself on being a team player, and he genuinely believed that his contributions on the field were selfless. However, Giroud's comments suggested otherwise, implying that Mbappé was not passing the ball to him when he should have been. The public criticism brought the internal strife within the French national team out into the open. It was a challenging moment for Mbappé, who had to navigate the media's scrutiny while maintaining his composure. The incident also divided fans and pundits, some of whom sided with Giroud's perspective, while others defended Mbappé's approach. Now, let's continue exploring the web of animosities that surround Kylian Mbappé, including his complex relationship with another French star, Paul Pogba. Among the French football stars, few can match Mbappé for ego quite like Paul Pogba. Pogba, a mercurial midfielder, has faced accusations of laziness and not wanting to work for his teammates in the past. However, the tensions between Mbappé and Pogba take a particularly bizarre turn, and it all comes down to witchcraft. Yes, you heard that right. These two players had a significant issue with each other, and it even got stranger when Paul's brother entered the bizarre rivalry. He sent a direct message to Kylian, accusing Paul of using a witch doctor to put a curse on Mbappé. The message was quite scathing, calling Paul a coward, traitor, and hypocrite. It's a perplexing twist in an already complicated relationship. While this might seem like a stretch, it's worth noting that Pogba's brother seemed genuinely convinced of this witchcraft story. Whether it's a case of superstition or something more, it's hard to say. But when it comes to Paul Pogba, nothing seems entirely out of the realm of possibility. Now let's shift our focus to another former Manchester United player who's not exactly a fan of Mbappé, Gerard Pique. Pique is known for being candid about his rivals, and he was less than complimentary about Cristiano Ronaldo, vocally endorsing his good friend Lionel Messi as the greatest of all time GOAT. Pique has even accused Ronaldo of being a diver in the past. However, his distaste for Mbappé stems from a different encounter. When PSG faced Barcelona and beat them 4-1 at the Camp Nou, Mbappé was at the heart of the destruction, scoring a hat-trick and even taunting the Barcelona players. This didn't sit well with Pique, who accused Mbappé of being disrespectful. The tension escalated when Jordi Alba confronted Mbappé, but Kylian, who speaks Spanish fluently, didn't seem bothered. In fact, he boldly told Alba that he'd meet him in the streets for a brawl. Pique overheard this exchange and made it clear that Mbappé was asking for trouble. While Mbappé might fancy his chances against Alba, Pique's imposing presence couldn't be ignored. The Barcelona defender accused Mbappé of disrespect, while Alba was a bit more forgiving, attributing it to youth and inexperience. Another former player, Benoit Asou-Ikatu, who had stints with Tottenham and is a Cameroon legend, doesn't hold Mbappé in high regard. But it's not just Mbappé. Asou-Ikatu takes issue with many African heritage players who choose to represent France over their African nations. While some may argue that Mbappé was born in Paris and raised in France, Asou-Ikatu remains disappointed that Mbappé opted for France over Cameroon from his father's side, or Algeria from his mother's side. Mbappé, on the other hand, can point to his World Cup win with France and his contributions to their success. Samuel Eto'o, another former Cameroonian icon, has defended Mbappé's decision, acknowledging his immense talent. So it's clear that opinions on Mbappé are divided, with some finding it hard to like him, while others appreciate his skills and choices. In the end, Kylian Mbappé remains one of the most enigmatic figures in football, a player whose talents are matched only by the controversies that seem to follow him wherever he goes. Whether he's truly hard to like or simply misunderstood is a question that continues to divide football fans and pundits alike. So, what are your thoughts on Mbappé's impact on football and the challenges he poses to his peers, both on and off the pitch? Drop your answers in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out. Thank you for watching.